Nida Parkar, professor from Aegis School of Data Science, would take this opportunity to introduce Mr. Bhupesh Daheria, who is the founder, MUNI Campus Digital Infra for Education, CEO, Aegis School of Data Science and Cybersecurity, Managing Trustee, Aegis Knowledge Trust, founder of Aegis Graham Bell Award, DSC EdTech Congress. I would once again like to welcome you, sir, for this meetup to share your kind words. So about Mr. Bhupesh Daheria, he is an EdTech futurist, an educator, a serial interpreter, and a prolific speaker with over 27 years of experience in higher education, technology development, innovation, data science, and AI. His life is focused on removing the penalty of eradicating the birth penalty by making quality education accessible to all, to one and all, that whoever wants to access it. And for this, he had launched India's first online recruitment testing in the early year 2006. He had also launched a Kojo program, for which, due to which many people who were lost here and there, they could, reach their destination through this program. He, with the help of Bharti Airtel, founded Aegis School for developing cross-function leaders in telecom. In 2015, he launched India's first post-graduation program in data science with inputs from AI and big data. Subsequently, he also launched the postgraduate program in cybersecurity. So in 2007, he initiated the Data Science Congress to develop an ecosystem for bringing India at the forefront of data science, AI, machine learning, and analytics in the World Forum. So we are glad to have you here, sir. So basically, the one I was talking about, Kojo Project, that was basically finding the missing children and, putting them across to where they belong to. And also, after this Kojo project, he has been working on a Corona project for enforcing home quarantine and health data monitoring for compact COVID-19 pandemic. As you all know, we were hit with COVID-19 pandemic. So, this was a great way to monitor the health and other things people battling in the COVID. So once again, a warm welcome to you, sir. And let's hear it from the man himself. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Nida. Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. Those who have joined. I think I could see one gentleman name is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's not just put it a numeric number. Try to give a name to yourself. Okay. So let's start our session. So I have prepared a structured presentation around career in data science, although I hate giving presentation. Okay, so all of you can see my presentation.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Wonderful. Okay, so let's start. Make a full screen. Okay, great. So while I am giving a presentation, you guys feel free to really ask a question in between if you have any, right? So that we can really make it interactive, or you can wait for me to finish, but best will be ask in between. So let me hear a little bit about you guys. All of you are in, like, are you working executives? Are you studying? What is the status? Gautam?
Hi.
Afish,
Hi, I'm working as a banker in Natus Bank. So
wonderful. And how many years experience you have, Gautam?
1.5 years.
Okay. So you're into technology or core banking?
I'm into core banking, but I wish to transition my work into technology.
Okay, wonderful. Mr. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hafiz? Arshita,
Yes, sir. It's
yeah.
Tariq. It's Hafiz Tariq here. I am from Pakistan actually, and yes, I am a recently fresh graduate in the field of computer science, and yeah, I have been pursuing in the data analytics and try to be a data scientist in the near future. So yeah, that's
Wonderful.
my intention to take.
Okay, great. And from where in Pakistan, Hafiz?
Sir, from Pakistan. Yes, Multan, Punjab.
Multan, Punjab. Welcome to you in this meetup, Hafiz.
Thank you, sir.
Harshita?
Sir, I am a BBA second year student.
Okay, great, great. Why I'm asking your background so that I can really fine tune my talk. Narendra? Narendra, Rajiv, Akshit, Utkarsh, if you guys want to introduce yourself. Okay, so let's start. Yes, you were saying something.
This is from currently I work in as a research analyst.
Okay, thank you. So there's a lot of noise in background. Okay, so let's start career in data science analytics. I presume that most of you guys have just heard about data science, analytics, and AI. I'll try to really give you some deeper level perspective, historical perspective from where it comes, right? Just rather than just simply talking about career prospects. Most of you are about aware about the career. So let's try to really fundamental level try to distinguish between difference between job and career. Job is career is basically sequence of job which you can really carry for your entire life. Let's say if you choose a medical profession, you tend to spend your entire life in medical field. Wherein jobs could be ad hoc job. Let's say, for example, you just did your graduation, and for a while you want to really work for a call center because you want to improve your comm skill, but you don't have intention to really work in that field, right? So these are nuggets of the job, but does not necessarily lead to a career, and you can keep on hopping the jobs. Why people emphasize more on career rather than job? Because career gives you a long-lasting, say, intellectual, say, fulfillment. Moreover, it gives you a better security over the job, because if you are there for a long run, you're likely to sustain the jobs, right? And sometimes people try to mix up job and career, but the simplest differentiation or say could be that career is a sequence of jobs, right, in one field. Now, before you decide about which field you want to make a career, and I think most of you have read about a lot about data science and AI, and that could be the reason you have joined this meetup. But I would like to really share some fundamental framework, the steps which you can really follow to decide whether you want to be in this field or any other field or not. So number one is basically evaluate, decide, which we do in even when we buy vegetables, right? Then prepare yourself, and then finally launch. It's a very simple three-step process: evaluate, decide, prepare, and launch. Let's see what all it contains in terms of evaluation and decision-making process. So you need to really identify that why you want to be in this field, right? What is your motivation? Are you really motivated, or you're inspired by somebody who's working in this field? You have seen, say, Andrew Neck or anybody who's revolutionizing and changing this field, right? Or have you read a lot of blogs or articles or TV series? What has motivated you? Is money your motivation factor, that your seniors got a job into AI and data science and they're making hefty money? So is it that motivation? So you have to really figure it out. What is your motivation, right? Having a motivation only for money, I would not like to really judge, but it's not a long-lasting proposition. You need to really have other things other than money as well. Now, in process of evaluation, you guys need to really read a lot of JDs, job description, what data scientist job entails, what do they do, right? So let's say in a bank, what is the job of a data scientist? How they are helping in, say, loan approval process, how they're helping in terms of a credit evaluation process, right? So you need to really see what are the job descriptions so that you can find out what data scientists actually do, what kind of skills they require. And just don't bury yourself with the burden of reading JDs and blogs and articles. Go and meet real people. And how you can really interact, you can meet in meetups, you can attend conferences, right? Try to really get hold of your seniors, friends, those who are working into this field. Then identify, determine the skills and education qualification you'll need to really enter into this field. Let's say one person, you're studying BBA, right? So you need to identify that what kind of qualification and skills will be required you to become a data scientist, because perhaps only BBA will not really suffice, right? So what kind of other skills? Maybe it could be Python, maybe it could be Excel sheet, or it could be, let's say, Tableau or visualization skills which you need to acquire. Then see what are the transferable skills. Is it drastic transition or it is a gradual transition? So let's say you're doing BBA. So in BBA, you must be already studying marketing and account, strategy, finance, right? So these are some transferable skills which will help you to really get the hold of a domain understanding, right? And then finally decide. Once you have decided that how much money it will take, what skills you require, what qualification you'll require, right? So, and you are really aware about why you are interested in that field, and you believe that, yes, this is the right field to go about, then finally take a firm decision and then move into that. And that's the preparation stage starts. Then you need to really keep on acquiring, learning those skills. You must have identified sources where you want to learn the skills. It could be a on-campus institution. It could be perhaps some on-ground institution, or maybe personal mentor, or maybe on Coursera or edX, whichever place, right? And then parallelly start working on your CV, parallelly start appearing for the mock interviews, ask your seniors to start doing the mock interviews for you, do the projects, appear for the hackathon. Specifically about data science field, you need to really go and hone your skills, because the recruiter may not be just hiring you based on your skills and qualification. They need to really see whether you have demonstrable skills or not. Whatever the skills you have, can you really demonstrate that, yes, you can apply those skills for the benefit of the organization? Let's say you have learned great visualization techniques in Excel or Tableau. And can you really visualize the data? Can you really make it interesting, visually appealing data to the decision makers? Let's say you have learned machine learning, you have learned Python, and so you need to really show by project to the recruiter, recruiter maybe a startup company, that yes, you can build up machine learning models. Let's say you want to work for a bank, so bank would like to really see, can you really build a credit model, or can you really build a fraud detection machine learning model, right? So it is not just simply preparing for the interviews or CVs. A good, nice CV or nice preparation for the interview can really help you to open the door, but not help you to close that door. For that, you need to really, you should have a portfolio of projects, right? And finally, just launch your career. So that's a very brief framework, not very complicated. To just sum up: evaluate, decide, prepare, and launch, period. So let's see what is data scientist, right? So I hope that you must have read this article. If not, I would recommend, Shishir, is there any participation certificate? Yeah, generally we issue a digital participation certificate, so don't worry about that. Knowledge is more important than the certificate. But yes, you'll do get the certificate. Now, so if not, read this article, Data Scientist, the Sexiest Job of 21st Century. This article was written by Dr. DJ Patil in 2012. a pretty old article, almost a decade old, but it's still very relevant article. And just don't go by the title of this article. There's nothing sexiness in this job other than the kind of money you get. Otherwise, it's a pretty messy job. Go and ask data scientists. Maximum time they keep on cleaning up the data, right? And that's where, which is pretty messy, which is not so sexy job. It's not a Shah Rukh Khan's job of a Bollywood. Okay, so let's see in terms of a number of jobs available currently in India. There are 58,000 jobs are there on LinkedIn. There are multiple sources which claims millions of jobs. I was watching some advertisement by some training institution which claims roughly around 35 million jobs. So, don't buy these kind of fake and false narrative. 35 million, we are talking about Canada's population, right? So you don't have, and you don't require 35 million, or for that matter, even a 5 million or 10 million jobs, right? 58,000 jobs for India is quite a large number of jobs, and this is only listed on LinkedIn. You can find it on other sources, which could be Indeed or Naukri or various other sources. And let's consider relatively what this number 58,000 means. There are roughly around 1,70,000 Python developers jobs are there. Software development jobs, roughly around 200,000 jobs are there, right? So in terms of a software development job versus data scientist job, the share is pretty high, right? It's a pretty large number of jobs, and most of these jobs are unfulfilled jobs. You will see that these jobs are vacant for quite a long time because companies are not able to get the right kind of candidates. Since these are very high-paying jobs, these are quite competitive jobs. Recruiters are going to really judge you on various parameters, not only your theoretical knowledge, but other projects as well, right? So doesn't matter the number of how many number of jobs are there. There is enough number of jobs are there for everybody who has prepared themselves properly, right? So you don't have to worry about that. In terms of a salary, if you see in data science, the starting salaries ranges from roughly around, for a fresh graduates, some of you are fresh graduates, the salary starts from say 8 lakh rupees. It goes to somewhere around 25 lakh rupees. This is typically fresher job, depending on what kind of skills you have acquired, also depending on which location you are based in. It also depends on which kind of institution you have done your graduation or master's, right? So that's the typically fresher jobs. Typically for experienced candidate, what we have seen in last 8 years, they get typically hike of 0% to somewhere around 500%. Depends, right? So sometimes you, as I told you, evaluate and decide. Sometimes you also need to really see, are you willing to really sacrifice initial jump? Because some companies will give you a jump, some companies will give you an opportunity, but will not give you the jump. And because this is a drastic career change for you, right? So are you really willing to really take no hike and just start your career? And eventually you typically get a hike. So even we have seen in past, those could not really take any hike in the first job. Within 6 months to 9 months, once they gain the experience, they could really hike their salary from somewhere around 100% to 300%, right? So you should keep in your mind that yes, sometimes you need to really do sacrifice as well, all right? Sacrifice not in terms of only family time or your pleasure time or binge watching from the Netflix, but sacrifice in terms of immediate monetary benefits. For freshers, of course, freshers, because you start from a zero, so you move upward only, right? Okay, so let's move other. So what are why this field is growing, right? So this was a report published by IDC. Old data, but it's still relevant because it's still, we could not really accomplish this 80% target. What is the significance of this report? that majority of the applications which we have built, these are the dumb applications. They are the rule-based softwares. To give you example, let's say YouTube was pretty dumb 15 years back. Today, YouTube is a smart software. If you search for Rihanna songs, YouTube will start giving you recommendation for Rihanna songs. If you start watching Crime Patrol, it will start giving you the Crime Patrol's recommendation. Let's say if you start watching data science and AI video, it will start showing you the AI and data science videos. So YouTube has kind of become a acquired human intelligence. It has kind of become your mother, intelligent mother, which gives you the recommendation. It understands your taste, right? So that's the kind of transformation has happened into rule-based software. And this kind of transformation has happened because of essentially the infusion of machine learning, which brought in the intelligence into the software. So what this report says that 80%, roughly 80% of the legacy software which we have built, like softwares or systems, they need to become smart. They need to acquire a certain degree of human intelligence, right? And that's where everybody need to really learn machine learning and AI, irrespective which field you are, whether you're into software development, whether you're in marketing, whether you're in, say, finance, in any field, right? So let me give you example, let's say how it is being used in marketing. So marketeer's job, typically to tell you which product will be sold at what price in which location. And traditionally, marketeer job is done by those who have studied management, whether BBA or BMS or essentially a management degree, which is MBA. But today's marketeer, if you see in any company like e-commerce company, maybe Flipkart or Amazon, the marketeer job is taken over by the data scientist. So data scientist is able to tell you which mobile phone need to be sold, which location at what price, right? Because they're reading the data. So today's marketeer jobs, because marketeer need to really take a decision on the data. It's not only on the gut feel. And the data is lying with data scientists, right? So now marketing folks need to acquire the skills in terms of a data interpretation, in terms of a data analytics, data science, so that they can really build the model. They need to really understand whether this product will fail on this price or not, right? All those kind of stuff. So today, this field, data science and AI, influencing almost every other field. Now, let's see why there will be growth, career growth in AI and data science. McKinsey report says that AI revenue will grow in next 8 years. It will touch by 15 trillion USD. And this 15 trillion will not make a sense to our head, right? So let's see it with a comparative to our economy. India's economy is roughly $3 trillion, right? So it's almost 5 times than the Indian economy. Maybe we'll reach to 5 trillion in next 8 years, although the government's plan is much more ambitious. Currently, China's GDP is $15 trillion. So you can wealth AI is going to really generate, the kind of contribution it is, right? And this scale of economy, the kind of job opportunities, career opportunities is going to generate, we can't really imagine, right? So generally humans are not very good at predicting the future. We're absolutely horrible. We can just see, sometimes we overestimate the short distance, but we fail to really predict the kind of long-lasting impact it will have in the longer run. And at least I have been witnessing, and the world is witnessing for last 8 years. In 15, there was no institution in India to offer the data science program. And I've seen the growth. Today, India has become one of the largest producer of data scientists. Right? In 15, there were hardly, say, 45 or 30 data scientists. Today, you see India is employing second largest data scientists on this planet. Right? India is perhaps the second largest country to generate data, right? Have to do data, right? So this is you're sitting in a heaven, right? A data heaven, wherein you will have immense amount of the data to really build the model. Anyway, the third aspect is the global demand of data scientists is growing to exceed by 50%, right? These are simply numbers. The only thing what you guys need to really understand that yes, there's a tremendous growth, and this growth is not only in IT. This field is impacting almost every other field, be it finance, be it marketing, be it operations, be it supply chain, right? Be it strategy, right? Almost every functional area and every industry, be it telecom, be it manufacturing, be it construction, right? Be it healthcare, be it fintech, right? Almost every field it is impacting. So you will have n number of jobs in every other area. But at the same time, it is going to also eat away a lot of rudimentary jobs, right? And it will generate a better, high remunerating jobs, intellectually demanding, better jobs. So that's enough pitching for AI and data science. Let's talk what is data science. So data science is all about making of the data, right? And even dog does that smartly, right? All human beings inherently take a decision based on the data. So let's say you have 10 rupees in your pocket. You're not going to go and go for a lunch in Taj with 10 rupees in your pocket, right? Because you know that data is not in your favor. That's a very rudimentary and crude example. But the thing becomes complicated when you have a large number of the data and when you have to really make sense out of the data on the data which is not in your database. To give you a concrete example, let's say you want to do churn prediction, right? And for churn prediction, you need to really analyze millions of customers' data. And let's see what kind of number we are talking about. Airtel is having roughly around 350 million customers, which is roughly around equivalent to America's population. And you have to find out how many customers are going to leave out of these 350 million customers. That's a massive amount of the data. You can't really do the analysis. We did churn prediction for companies like Idea, Vodafone for roughly around 20 million customers. Believe me, you can't really open those files in your laptop, right? So you have to really analyze data, make sense of the data. So that's a fundamental definition of data science. The only problem over here that it is not structured data. It is not only structured data, right? So you can do analysis on structured data. And so far, we have been analyzing a huge volume of the structured data. But post 2000, a lot of unstructured data started coming. And courtesy to telecom, internet, healthcare and banking and telecom, we are generating a lot of unstructured data for quite a long time. But internet is something which has actually brought the importance of storage of this data and brought commercial value on table. And that's where all these technologies were invented. So data science actually considers not only structured data, but unstructured data. What contains unstructured data? You have text file, you have a video file, and from where it is coming, they are generating this data. So let's say on Facebook, you're uploading, you're writing comments in text, you're uploading videos, you're uploading images, right? And roughly 90% of the world data is unstructured data. In healthcare, you have CT scans, you have X-rays, right? You have handwritten doctor's prescription. CDR is of course structured data, billing data is full structured data, but CRM data, wherein call center executives are writing comment, that's quite unstructured data. And when you have to really do churn prediction, you have to combine, which is structured data, which is CDR data, billing data, unstructured data, which is CRM data. Combining these three data so that you really get the better accuracy. So data science is basically, we can really say that it's an evolved form of data analytics, because data analytics and business analytics was inherently applied on structured data, right? So let's see the advanced, another definition of data science. So my take is data science, modern data science is basically analytics, which we apply on large volume of the data. Big data is not only the large volume of the data, but it also comprises of the variety. And variety in terms of not only structured data, unstructured data, which could be text, images, videos, log, right? And if you really analyze structured data, yes, of course, you can analyze with simple mathematics. But if you have to analyze images, text, video, you need to apply a lot of AI techniques. Let's say if you have to analyze text data, you will be needing help of natural language processing. If you have to analyze the video data, you will be requiring computer vision. If you have to analyze images, you will require computer vision. And all these fields are basically subfields of AI. Right, and you have a modern tool to execute on NLP or computer vision, which is a deep learning. So one definition is data science which is simplistic. Data science is all about analyzing and making sense of the data. Unfortunately, fortunately, you will be analyzing structured plus unstructured and large volume of the data. That's one definition. Second is data science is all about analyzing the large volume of the data, including variety of the data. The use cases are not very different, and you do it by applying learning, NLP, computer vision, all the stuff. Next, the practical definition is data science is all about automating data science by building data products. Let's see by example. So all of you must have purchased some or other stuff on e-commerce website. So this is a data product. This is called recommender system. What this recommender system does, if you search for a gray shirt, it will give you recommendation of white shirt. It just behaves like a human being. If you go to a shop, traditional shop in any traditional store, there the shopkeeper will start showing you the t-shirt and shirts. And in humanly fashion, if you ask for a white shirt, they will not show you the pink shirt. If you want to bring this level of a human intelligence, you need to use machine learning. And that's where most of the e-commerce sites have grown exponentially. And typically 2/3 of any e-commerce websites revenue comes out of these recommender systems. So you can understand the kind of impact they really bring you on your revenue. Right. Now, let's see a couple of examples of data science. So one could be predicting the patient's readmittance, right? When this patient is likely to readmit. You can do the fraud, insurance fraud detection. So there are a lot of known insurance fraud happens in India. People burn their own bike, right? They fraudulently claim their health claims, right? How do you really identify when millions of people are making the claim? Customer analytics, fraud detection. Let's say millions of people are doing credit card transaction every second, right? But let's say you generally do a credit card transaction of not more than 5,000 rupees, and you're doing it, let's say, on Amazon website. But all of a sudden, your credit card transaction happens with a 50,000 rupees on H&M sites or Zara site. Immediately, bank will give you a call and ask you whether it is you who has done credit card transaction or not. Because there is an anomaly. So there are a lot of fraud algorithms are there. Let's say you're in Bombay, you have done a purchase in Heiko, you bought 2,000 rupees worth some stuff, and then within half an hour your credit card was swiped in Greece, right? Or maybe Thailand. So immediately your credit card will be blocked because within half an hour you can't really travel so far, right? Personalization, identifying what will be the stock price, identifying which customer should be given loan or not, identifying what will be the number of cars over here, identifying how many corona casualty we can really have, identifying when you have to really do the lockdown, all those kind of stuff in supply chain, logistics, right? Image recognition, facial recognition. We use facial recognition AI proctoring tool in our examination system. So I run a company called Muni Campus, and there we have very sophisticated AI proctored examination system. And our system is being used by University of Goa, Mumbai University, NITI, IIM Shillong, right? And thousands of candidates they appear for examination, including campus recruitment. So when you are doing this recruitment and testing while the students are sitting at home, you of course you can't eliminate, but you have to really reduce down the number of possibilities of impersonation or cheating. And that's where this AI proctoring system works. So this AI proctoring system helps you to stop impersonation. So there was a case, I think last year, 10 o'clock, Goa University's examination was started. At 10 o'clock, the person was a female. And at 10:15, the location was Panji. And 10:15, this female became a male. And location changed from Panji to Delhi. And our system could really detect that, right? And how we are able to do because of our AI algorithms. And when thousands of candidates are appearing for the examination, it becomes extremely difficult to really monitor and cross-check. So this system can really flag you that these are the possible cheating cases, and you may look, you can deploy human being to really detect. Okay, so at Aegis, we are also developing a lot of real life stuff. We do consulting, and we also invite students for internships in various areas. It could be job recommender system and Kojo Project for stopping women trafficking, child trafficking, churn prediction, fraud detection, right? Currently, we're trying to really build AI based automated interview preparation tool, right? So a lot of work which is currently going on within our institution. We encourage you can apply for internship or you can collaborate with us. Okay, let's move further. These are the some projects our students have done, right? So these are wonderful projects.
So first, user have to upload an image where a number plate is visible so that we can validate that this car is registered with an insurance company. So as you can see, that number plate has been detected and this is the number plate. Second step is we have to upload an image of a car where damage is visible. So here our image classification and image segmentation model will be working in backend. So as you can see in this output image that clearly a dent has been detected in the front. And you can see that car, it is validated, damage is validated, location is front and severity is severe. And this is our team.
So this is the car damage detection model which was built by our students, right? Last to last batch. So they keep on doing pretty exciting work.
Good morning, all of you, and welcome to Data Science Congress. And today is one of the last day, and we have been given an opportunity by Mr. Bhupesh to present the project that we have done here. So before I start with what the project is about, let's go back sometime where there was a time when we all used to click a lot of photographs back in the days when the films, it was made out of films, and we used to share a lot of memories. And when we used to show our photographs to our family, we used to always tell a kind of a backstory as to what was happening before we clicked that image. There are a lot of memories linked to that. And fast forward to today's current age, now photos are being clicked everywhere. Get up in the morning, people are posting photographs in various social media platforms such as your Facebook stories, WhatsApp stories, Instagram stories. And really the essence of the photograph has been lost today, and it's just being spamming everywhere. And incidentally, even till date, even now, film cameras are being sold. If you go back to a time when, so one interesting fact is that Sony today sold their last film camera. Film cameras are still being.
So what these folks have done, they have built a
look like. Then a young person is going to surfing on sundown. it might be that Coco images, it is biased toward that Coco image caption. So it might be there in the captions, and it is.
Just to summarize and cut this video short, what these folks have done, they created an AI app wherein if you really upload a photograph, it can really generate a story take a caption out of this photograph, right? So the caption generation plus story generation from the image. And that too, they did it in 2018. Now it has become quite popular, but that time it was pretty advanced, and even today it is pretty advanced, right? So let's say you're taking a photograph in front of a lake and upload this photograph, and it will generate the story for you. This was another project done by our
Shahar to
student,
Watson. That's a good length ball. And he
wherein the AI actually generates commentary out of the video, right? This was the Kojo project, which is essentially for identifying missing children and to stop women trafficking and child trafficking. This project we gave free of cost to government of, right? Because directly we can't really implement this project. There are a lot of legal and compliance issues are there, right? And we're using deep learning, computer vision behind that to really power this whole application. And this was developed by our students and faculty members. So this is the analysis we did for almost 24,000 jobs, and this is what came out of those analysis, that the one of the most important skill set to relate into data science and AI is Python, machine learning, and SQL, right? You can see that there are almost 18,000 jobs within Python, SQL, machine learning skill, which has got almost 6,000 jobs. But this machine learning skill is also used into software development, data analyst, Python developer, or data scientist jobs, right? So while a lot of jobs remain same, but underlying skill has also changed, right? And that has also was presented in EY and EY skilling report. Right. Now, what kind of skills you require? This is another framework for data science skill. So first, you need to really have a domain knowledge. Domain could be health or finance or say legal, right? Or could be automobile or could be manufacturing. That's a domain where you want to really apply data science or AI for efficiency or for insight. Then the second important thing is you need to really know the stats, mathematics, probability. So you need to be aware about, because every analysis, there is a mathematics behind that. So you need to be very strong in mathematics. And don't get intimidated. If you're good at till 10th level, you're good to go, which covers almost say 50 to 60% of math. Then machine learning. Machine learning is adds wing to whatever analysis you're doing, and it helps you to really identify the pattern. But the base of machine learning is stats. The traditional name of machine learning is statistical learning. So a lot of old literature learning as statistical learning only. Then you really acquire a lot of IT tools, which is R, Python, Hadoop, Spark, machine learning over AWS, machine learning over Azure, right? Where it is being applied, previously I also spoke about that. It requires in almost every field, healthcare, retail, social media, e-commerce, even the government is using. So government currently is using big data and data science to identify those who are doing the tax evasion. And income tax department has quite successful in this area, right? So they have been successfully identify the potential tax defaulters and given notices to millions of people. Hope that in coming years, tax evasion will become impossible in this country. These are the again repetition of couple of skills, but there are certain skills which are non-technical, which is problem, your ability to solve problems, critical thinking, communication, collaboration. So these are the skills which are as important as model building and machine learning when you really do build a large project. Because please understand, wherever you will be working in team. Why you will require excellent skills in com? Because you have to communicate. Whatever work you have done, you have to really communicate to others, so that you can really get the other work, right? It is parallel to, say, consulting companies, wherein the partners, they're supposed to really get the project from their clients, and directors and their manager level guys, they actually execute that project. So as you go and consulting is typically part of, you can say, a traditionally decision science industry, right? Data science is also subset of decision science. So you're helping your clients to take a decision based on the data, right? And so you have to be amazingly good in terms of your ability to communicate. You need to be good at problem solving, formulation of the problem, right? Because once you formulate a problem, 90% problem is already solved, right? Because at least you know how you have to do that. Critical thinking, generally it is not being taught in schools. At Aegis, we have rolled out the critical thinking, which Dr. Gungapad teaches. So these are some fundamental skills which you'll require other than visualization, machine learning, predictive modeling, programming on Python, right? Statistics, linear algebra, and all this stuff. What data science covers? Data science covers data integration, distributed architecture, automating machine learning, data visualization, dashboarding, which is very critical because that's where you start your career. A lot of people think dashboarding is not fancy. It's not, say, sexy, or it's not, say, fancy. But jo dikhta hai, wo bikta hai, right? So first thing you have to really do, you have to really build a dynamic dashboarding so that your decision makers start using it, and then eventually you'll start getting other projects. And that we have seen in practical data science project deployment with one of the leading ISP provider here in Vashi in New Bombay. Data science versus AI. A lot of people keep on searching this kind of question on blogs. It's actually a wrong question. And as I told you, that data science is basically science of making the decision based on the data, reading your ability to read the data. And if you are to do so, you need to really use a lot of AI tools, right? So they are not competing each other, but they are rather complementing each other. So data science uses a lot of AI techniques other than big data, other than statistics, linear algebra. So data science is a multidisciplinary field, right? Wherein AI is a field which bridges the gap between the human intelligence and machine. So it tries to infuse the human intelligence and human behavior to machine, right? To automate the task. Wherein data science uses this human intelligence, which is infused in an artificial way in machine learning, and that's why it is called artificial intelligence, to take the right kind of decision, right? Okay, my words could be much more complicated, but it's so simple, right? A lot of people ask the difference between the data analyst, business analyst, and say data scientist. So this pictorial actually gives fairly good understanding, not to demean anybody. Modern data scientists are like Iron Man, and traditional data analysts are just like a Stone Age man. No offense to them, it's just a funny pictorial way. And this pictorial is a representation of the kind of advanced skill set they have acquired. Although today's modern business analyst, which is in the center, and even the traditional data analysts, they have started acquiring a lot of machine learning, a lot of big data skills, and they started giving competition to data scientists. But eventually, every data scientist and business analyst, every data analyst and business analyst to acquire a lot of advanced skills to survive in the market, and that's where we are seeing a lot of business analysts and data analysts have started these modern skills. Sorry. So I'll just skip on this. I'll just directly come on what are the skill sets which is required, which is statistics, probability, machine learning, Python, NLP, Spark, Hadoop, R, right? So these are the skills which you will require to launch your career. I would recommend to start from Python and statistics, and then slowly and gradually go on machine learning, do projects, and that's how you can really roll out your career. There are other skills which I will skip. Now, how do you enter into this field? Start memorizing yourself, start reading blogs, various articles, right? And we give 100% scholarship to students to study PGP in data science, PGP in AI, and you do a lot of practical work over here. You can download these white papers from Google. Just Google these white papers. You can take a screenshot, and you'll get a lot of deeper level insight on data science and big data and NLG. How do you enter into this field? Pick up short-term free courses, join structured courses like PGP in data science from Aegis. Those who are aware about Python, ML, you can apply for some internship at Aegis. You can join as a research scholar and participate in big data national talent hunt. That's all. So I think I'm done with my talk. If you have any questions, I can take a couple of questions before we depart. Guys, you have any question?
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, please.
Yes. Sir, as you talk about this industry knowledge thing back in the slides. So my question was that how to get some real industry knowledge means how to be, is there a way, because I am a computer scientist, so I don't have enough industry knowledge like healthcare, marketing. So can you please give me an idea how I can start with?
So you don't have to worry about domain knowledge, right, Tariq? I'll give you example. So a couple of years back in 16, I was invited by Director Research of Xerox in Bangalore, right? And so our Dean, Dr. Gangopade, and both of us, we visited there. And so the director is Dr. Manish Gupta. Dr. Manish Gupta is now currently Director Research of Google in Bangalore. So Dr. Manish Gupta and Dr. Geeta, right? They were doing some research on breast cancer prediction. Both of these folks still today, they're computer science guys, right? They understand computer science. They don't understand what leads to cancer. So to bridge that gap of their domain understanding, they hired cancer specialists, and they were helping them to understand what leads cancer, right? So even you have 10 or 15 years experience, 20 years experience, you will not be able to compete those who have a deep domain knowledge. You may pick up some lingo at superficial level. So don't worry. The point which I want to really convey, don't worry about the domain. Once you start working in some company, maybe in bank or healthcare or in telecom, you'll have a lot of tons of domain knowledge experts. Those will hold your hand and help you in terms of transferring that knowledge to you. What you need to focus essentially at this point of time, honing your skills on machine learning, Python, statistics, linear algebra, these areas. Don't worry about domain.
Okay. Right. Thank you so much, sir. And sir, I have another question.
Yeah, please.
Sir, related to the stat, is there some way we can get enough statistics knowledge for means getting mature in data science or machine learning?
Okay, so don't try to get down too much of with the statistics. Your 10th level maths is good enough, right? And I think a lot of open source courses are available on Pakistan's MOOC platform, right? So you can go over
I've
there.
seen a lot of them on Coursera and like Udemy.
Yeah, so even Pakistan has your own MOOC. You have Indian government has offered the MOOC. You have Coursera, edX, right? But I think go and brush up your concepts on your high school level books, right? That will suffice. Don't try to really jump on advanced stats at this point of time, right?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Participants, do we have any more questions?
Looks like they
Any
got.
other participants?
Looks like they got enough dose. Let them digest that.
All right, then time to sum it up. Thank you, sir, for your deep insight on, how anybody can start a journey towards data science, and most importantly, covering what domain of people can join, what domain of people cannot join, and, what are the skill sets that are needed for this journey into the field of data science and AI. I once again sincerely thank you for your time and this knowledgeable insight that you have given to all of us. Thank you once again from all of us.
And thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.